As a Christian, I have come to realize that trusting the mainstream media can be a challenging and potentially damaging proposition. The reasons for this mistrust are multifaceted and far-reaching, with significant implications for believers seeking to stay informed about current events. At its core, the mainstream media's worldview is often at odds with the principles and values of Christianity, leading to a biased and distorted representation of reality. One of the primary reasons Christians cannot trust the mainstream media is its inherent secularism. The media's secular worldview is rooted in a humanistic, relativistic, and often atheistic perspective, which is fundamentally at odds with the biblical worldview. This secularism leads to a lack of understanding and appreciation for Christian values and principles, resulting in a distorted representation of Christian beliefs and practices. For instance, the media often portrays Christianity as intolerant, bigoted, and judgmental, rather than as a faith centered on love, compassion, and redemption. Another reason for mistrust is the mainstream media's agenda-driven reporting. Many media outlets have a clear liberal or progressive bias, which influences the way they report on certain issues. This bias is particularly evident in their coverage of topics such as abortion, same-sex marriage, and religious freedom. The media often presents these issues in a way that is antagonistic to Christian values, framing them as outdated, intolerant, or discriminatory. This agenda-driven reporting creates a false narrative that can be misleading and damaging to Christians who are seeking to engage with the world around them. The mainstream media's lack of transparency and accountability is another significant concern for Christians. In recent years, there have been numerous instances of media outlets spreading false or misleading information, often with little to no consequence. This lack of accountability erodes trust and creates an environment in which misinformation can thrive. Furthermore, the media's unwillingness to admit mistakes or biases undermines their credibility and makes it difficult for Christians to discern what is true and what is not. Furthermore, the mainstream media's obsession with sensationalism and controversy can be detrimental to Christians seeking to engage with the world. The media often prioritizes shocking or provocative stories over more nuanced and balanced reporting, creating a skewed representation of reality. This sensationalism can lead to a culture of fear, outrage, and division, which is antithetical to the Christian values of love, compassion, and unity. By prioritizing sensationalism over substance, the media creates an environment that is hostile to thoughtful and respectful discourse. In addition, the mainstream media's portrayal of Christians and Christianity is often inaccurate and unfair. The media frequently focuses on the negative aspects of Christianity, such as scandals, controversies, and extremists, while ignoring the countless positive contributions that Christians make to society. This biased portrayal creates a false narrative that can be damaging to the reputation of Christianity and discouraging to believers. By presenting a distorted view of Christianity, the media undermines the credibility and influence of the faith, making it more challenging for Christians to share their message with the world. Finally, the mainstream media's impact on culture and society is a significant concern for Christians. The media has a profound influence on shaping cultural values and norms, often in ways that are contrary to Christian principles. By promoting a secular, humanistic worldview, the media contributes to a culture that is increasingly hostile to Christian values and principles. This can lead to a society that is more fragmented, divided, and morally relativistic, which is antithetical to the Christian vision of a just and compassionate society. In conclusion, as a Christian, I believe that trusting the mainstream media can be a perilous proposition. The media's secularism, agenda-driven reporting, lack of transparency and accountability, obsession with sensationalism, and biased portrayal of Christianity all contribute to a distorted representation of reality. By being aware of these limitations and biases, Christians can engage with the media in a more discerning and critical way, seeking out alternative sources of information and evaluating the media's message through the lens of biblical truth. Ultimately, this critical approach will enable Christians to navigate the complex and often misleading world of the mainstream media, while remaining faithful to the principles and values of their faith.